We are back for the last day of this 12-day program. I'm excited to share with you guys what I think we can learn to put everything that we've learned together into something that is going to be so useful for all of you. I'm really eager to dive in. I'm really eager to hopefully see some results from some of you guys who have been sharing with me how this has been helpful for you. So let's go ahead and dive in. This is the last tactical exercises we're going to learn. As I was talking about earlier this week, we learned 3 the last few days, and we're going to learn the 4th one today. And like I said, we're going to put everything together and hopefully come up with something that is going to be useful. The presupposition that I'm going to focus on today is the past does not equal the future. The past does not equal the future. And yes, inherently we can believe that, right? We can believe that, what I've done so far does not I don't want that to really influence what I can really create in the future. Yeah, I can learn some things from the past. Yeah, there's beliefs that I want to continue to hold on to, but the future can be, and I want it to be bigger. I want it to be a breakthrough future. So how do I actually create that? Like, what can I do? Yes, you can write goals. Yes, you can do affirmations. Yes, you can visualize and do these things. But what is a specific tactical way in which when you want to create the future that you want, how do you sit down and actually believe that you can do it? And how do you know that you can adjust things in the future? How do you know that, I want to tweak this. I want to adjust how I am seeing myself in the future. So this is a way for us to do that. So without me speaking so much again, let's dive into the exercise. And if there's any questions at the end, please let me know. Like we usually do, let's go ahead and begin with 3 deep breaths in and out. Let's not jump to that next section yet. So take 3 deep breaths. And with each breath out, release any negativity, stress, any tension that you may be holding within your body. With each breath out, and with each breath in, take in all the positive energy around you. And settle into a good breathing pattern. Woo! All right. The first step is to pick an area of your life in which you'd like to see a breakthrough, ideally in the next 90 days. So this could be the context of your family. It could be the context of your career. This could be the context specifically of, like, for example, trading or investing. This could be the context of your health. Whatever it is, pick an area of your life where you'd like to see a breakthrough. And then ask yourself, and we've done parts of this in some of the previous exercises, but again, like I said, we're going to put it all together. What would I like to see, hear, or feel? What would I really like to see happen in this area of my life? And ask yourself, once you have that, what's important to me about that? And ask yourself that again and again until you find a value or a higher positive intention that really resonates with you. So, for example, I had shared with you guys that I would like to make X amount of money in my coaching business. Cool. So what would I like to see, hear, or feel? I would like to have a schedule of these clients that I'm seeing every week that I am helping progress and helping them have permanent breakthroughs. That's what I would like to see, hear, and feel. What's important to me about that? So 1, it would help me feel like I'm empowered. It would help me feel like I am building connections, like deep connections. It would help me feel like I have mastery over a certain concept and the ability to listen and to transform lives. So those are probably 3 of the biggest things: mastery, empowerment, connection. And once you have these values, once you have this higher intention of why you are wanting to see that outcome in that area of your life, imagine that there is a movie now in front of you of a hypothetical situation, but a probable situation in which you are trying to fulfill that value, something that ideally can happen in the next 1 or 2 days. Go out a week if you need to. If you need to find that specific situation that you have in mind, that in which you are trying to fulfill that value. So closing my eyes, and I'm imagining that I'm having a really nice session with a client where I'm deeply connecting, I'm really understanding, digging down into what drives them and what maybe are their fears, what is preventing them from expressing themselves fully in the world. And I'm seeing that happen in front of me. That's fulfilling my value. And the next part of this is to stay dissociated. So you're watching this movie and you are in that movie. You are not as if this is a concept that I talked about a few days ago, which is start by staying dissociated so that you can be as objective as possible when you're evaluating yourself in that movie. Yeah, so you're not inside as if it's in your point of view, but you are almost detached from this. You are removed from yourself in this movie. And ask yourself, once you are in this objective frame of mind and you have this movie that's in front of you, what internal resources do I need to fulfill my value? What internal resources do I need to fulfill that value of, in my case, those values of connection, empowerment, and what did I say? Connection, empowerment, and mastery. So what internal resources do I need to fulfill that? And these are resources like, okay, I need to be at ease. I need to be patient. I need to be generous. I need to be thorough. I need to be prepared. And see if, and we did this yesterday, 2 days ago, which is to associate into a second and third person in that movie. So let's say in my case, I'm now associating, I am bringing my awareness into the body of the client, and I'm seeing how he is perceiving the situation in his perspective. What is he seeing? What is he or she seeing, feeling, hearing in that situation? And from there, a third person, a neutral person who may or may not be in that situation in real life, but you're just imagining that someone is there observing that situation, who knows neither you nor the second person, and observing it from a neutral, objective perspective. What are they seeing? What are they hearing? What are they feeling? And then once you've associated and understood from their perspective, jump back out and view it again and see if there's any other resources that you might need. So that little exercise of jumping into other people is just a way for us to understand, okay, what is another perspective that I'm not seeing, which could be useful in the way that I can evaluate a situation more objectively and help us be more resourceful in that situation. So associate and then get dissociated again. Watch the situation and add any other resources that you might think you need. Feel free to write them down so you can revisit them later. Yeah, so I told you guys a few. Add those resources. And the way that you add it is just almost like you're adding this energy of these resources, or maybe you're sprinkling them. However it is, pretend like you're adding those resources into this movie and see how that movie transforms. See how that movie by itself transforms. And make it really compelling. Make it as compelling as you can. This future example of you fulfilling the values that are important for you, the higher intentions of this specific context of your life, you are trying to make it as compelling as you can because you want to be drawn by this future version of you. Yeah? Like Why not make it, if you're just imagining, if you're just playing make-believe in a sense, why not make that future you, future example so compelling? So do that and see what other resources you might need in that moment, in that specific situation, for you to fulfill that higher value. And the last step is, once you have it really compelling, it really moves you, it really resonates with you. If you remember, last week or 2 weeks ago, we had come up with, hey, where are our positive examples stored? Where are our negative examples stored? In our internal database. If you remember that, the next step is to store this movie into where your positive database naturally is in your system. If you do not know where that is, just leave it off to the side, right? It's not directly in front of you anymore. Just leave it off to the side and know that it's always there for you to access at any time. And then the next step is for you to repeat this. Move into the next situation in that specific context of your life where you want to see a breakthrough, and imagine another situation arise in which you could make your future imagination as compelling as you can, right? So you bring that up again, ask yourself, what's important to me about having this outcome in the specific situation? Ask yourself that repeatedly until you come up with a higher value or a higher intention. Get present to that. Ask yourself, what internal resources would you need to help you fulfill that outcome, fulfill that higher intention. Associate and dissociate as needed to make it a more objective, make it a more objective perspective that you're viewing this situation through. And then from there, add those resources in. See how that movie transforms. Continue to add more as needed. And once that movie is as compelling as you can make it, store it off to the side again. And repeat this process a few times. And go out maybe a few months. I said this breakthrough is only in the next 90 days, but maybe you'd like to see this breakthrough continue into this new way of being that you can be for the foreseeable future and indefinitely into the future, let's say. And so maybe go out 6 months, go out a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And the more compelling you can make each of these movies, the more you're going to be drawn by your future self, and the more that you are going to want to step into this future self today. So try this out. And like I said, there's a lot that I have built up leading to this last exercise. And I would be happy to work any of you through this exercise on a call. Feel free to book me for a call, like a free session where we're going to be able to go through all of this and really help you guys create a breakthrough that I know all of you guys want to see in some area of your life. Yeah. So I hope, like I said, this has been useful. I'm really excited for what I'm building this year. And I really hope all of you guys can give me feedback as to how I can help serve you better, and make this year the breakthrough year that I know it can be for me and for all of you. That's it for me today. I hope to see you guys again in one of these lives, and I hope you guys have an outstanding Thursday and an outstanding weekend ahead. We'll take care and see you out there. Cheers.